Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. More Birthright content here as we get to the last few domains of the Brecht region here. And today we're taking a look at the last three of the Overlook area, and these are the non-political ones. So the major temple featured here is Ruornil's Silver Guard. It's considered chaotic good and actually available for PCs. So jumping into the summary here, Ruornil never gained a large following in the Brecht lands until the Annuarian occupation. However, even then, the Brechts remained unwilling to accept an outside quote-unquote religion. In Gravesmuhl, however, Ruornil's everlasting war against darkness and shadow caught on, and his priests have defended the realm for generations. Now they may be the only true nobility in the realm, since the Duke of Gravesmuhl shows himself to be craven and unworthy at every turn. So they have a decent little set of holdings here. Level 2 temple, and then 3 level 3s. Everything in Gravesmuhl, incidentally, and then a decent little pile of resources here, although compared to, again, some of the larger, more established churches, it is a little bit bare, so it's definitely got something like your work cut out for you here with just trying to grow the faith, so to speak. So Regency here, you got 15 generated, 15 accumulated. Now included in this total are 4 RP the Regent gains for ruling the province of Haldwarren in Gravesmuhl, so you actually do rule a little bit of a territory here. Now, treasury, 9 gold bars. Again, compared to some of the major churches, that's minuscule, but nonetheless, it's a decent little amount to get going and maybe trying to raise up the faith, which then will, fuel hopefully more income into the temple. So it's not temple is not compensated for guarding the borders of the realm, but this may change. The Duke of Gravesmuhl grows lax in his contributions to Ruornil's faithful, so there might be some sort of way to gain compensation for that, or just being more aggressive in that endeavor there. And certainly maybe raising some troops of the faithful in some capacity would be a good start. So the region here, if you're playing the one that's existing, is Luther Helmsen. It's a level 5 Ranger, I believe, then level 5 Cleric. Ruornil, pretty solid bloodline as well. So he may be the last in a long line of Silver Guard captains if things don't improve dramatically within Gravesmuhl. Men and women of his faith fight the shadow where they find it, but this is a growing problem within the realm. But recently, the Duke of Gravesmuhl withdrew all but the most superficial support from the church. The Duke discourages the temple's practices and disdains the use of the Silver Guard in any real military fashion. He even disdains the private guard granted to him by tradition and right. So something that, if you're running this as a realm, or I should say as a domain, it's going to be a struggle right off the bat without having really any official support from the actual government, and really almost having the government hinder you. So some tough just blatant things right in your face that you're going to have to deal with. But depending on what type of campaign it is, this might be one where you start turning against the Duke in different capacities and finding other ways to be successful. Now, Helmsen, the leader here, struggles, meanwhile, with his role as regent. Sworn to protect Gravesmuhl from the shadow, the Silver Guard follows Helmsen without question, so you don't have any internal conflict, at least. Once, this meant these warriors followed the ruler of Gravesmuhl as well, but they've seen the evidence of Karlberger's degeneration, again, the ruler of the country. And Helmsen wonders whether he should move to seize control of the realm before others less scrupulous do so first. So that's a temptation there, certainly in almost turning it maybe into like a theocratic realm. But as we've seen with the description of Gravesmuhl, there's lots of dangers all over, essentially. So a little bit of a description here. Founded by an ancient Annuarian hero, the Silver Guard made the first moves to unite Brecht and Annuarian peoples in Gravesmuhl against a common enemy. And under the Annuarian Empire, resistance to overlordship in Gravesmuhl became fierce and vengeful. When the followers of Ruornil joined Brecht warriors to unite against a common foe, they dispelled much of the bad feeling between the two peoples and actually created something lasting. However, now the Silver Guard roams the land fighting incursions of the shadow where it finds them, but more often than not, the Silver Guard also wars against pirates and gnolls who look to destroy the already suffering realm. So you have sort of their initial founding purpose warring with just the actual reality of Gravesmuhl, which is facing threats all over the place. So there are a couple other temples listed in the Overlook and some of their holdings too, so you get, again, a nice summary for the DM there Some of them are kind of obvious from the different realm descriptions, but again, here you have a nice sort of summary of everything there, and a couple things that also extend into the Lost Lands, which we'll be covering in the future as well. But if you're going to take on the Silver Guard here as a realm to rule, you've got all kinds, or actually domain, sorry, as a domain to rule, you got all kinds of work cut out for you. The nice thing is there's really not any major competing religions for you to deal with in that sense, and not really any internal conflict within the church. So you have that going for you, but when you really have to essentially exist and fight against sort of the degeneration of the political ruler of the country where you have your churches, it's definitely difficult, and sort of not just focusing on growth, but really just even mere existence. That's going to be that initial challenge to overcome. And maybe as a ruler here or head of the church, finding just a creative way to strike a path forward. Now, an end goal could be taking over the entire realm itself as a political ruler as well. But again, there'd have to be enough support for that. So that could be an overarching goal, is to just establish more popular support for that. And although the DM should maybe set like a sort of an ever-increasing clock on that as far as pressure goes, as maybe other forces start to also want to take over the realm, and it becomes kind of a race to see who can either rescue the realm from potential ruin, or have somebody even worse maybe come to power if the actual regent is going to prove to be continue to prove to be unfit. Plus, then you can also apply those external pressures of other monsters and things like that from the neighbors. So a fun but very challenging domain to take on. Let us know, guys, if you've tried out the Silver Guard, if you've featured them in any campaigns, maybe joined them as adventurers in some capacity, or members of the church. Let us know in the comments. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll have more Birthright for you guys very soon. Thanks for watching.